Imagine waking up with no memories, no past, no family, and no idea who you are. The only thing waiting for you is a road leading into the unknown, enemies who want you dead, and a destiny that refuses to let you die. That is exactly where The Last Magus by Mark Pigott begins. And let me tell you, this opening grabbed me by the throat and refused to let go. Welcome back to the Read and Rant podcast, everybody.
Welcome to the Rain and Rant podcast, where we don't sugarcoat anything. No filters, no holding back. Just raw loud opinions. Turn it up and get ready to rant.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This story opens with Marcus Gideon. He is awakening at the crossroads of Armindus. He has absolutely no recollection of who he is and where he came from or how he arrived there. Before he even has time to process his own existence, he's confronted by members of the ruthless Black Wolf Guild. In the middle of this desperate struggle, something incredible happens. Power surges from within him. Magic awakens seemingly out of nowhere, forcing Marcus to fight for a life he can't even remember living. But just when it seems like his journey has barely begun, he is stabbed through the heart. And what follows is one of the coolest opening sequences I have read in a very long time in epic fantasy, especially because trad sucks right now and indie is hitting so much harder, and Mark does an amazing job. And a mysterious stranger discovers Marcus's dying body, removes his failing heart, and he performs an impossible act of magical engineering. He replaces it with a mechanical clockwork heart. It's a scene that perfectly blends fantasy and steampunk into something that feels fresh, cinematic, and unforgettable. As Marcus struggles to understand what's happening to him, he discovers that his rescuer belongs to a secret magical alliance long believed to have vanished from the world. But this stranger is hiding in dangerous secrets of his own, and Marcus quickly finds himself caught in a conflict that is far larger than he could ever have imagined. And this is exactly why Mark Peugeot's writing really continues to impress me. And if you follow my channel, even on TikTok for any length of time, you already know how much I enjoyed Corsair and the Sky Pirates, and I cannot wait for that book to come out next year. I think I'll get to that at the end of this because he has in those books he has the same level of craftsmanship that's on full display here. Um, the author pulls all these this terminology from his years serving United States Navy. It gives his world building an authenticity that's really difficult to replicate. Even outside the nautical elements, every chapter really feels deliberate. There's no wasted exposition, no endless lore dump slowing the story to a crawl. The pacing here is really sharp, the dialogue feels natural, and every chapter keeps dangling another mystery just out of reach. And the plot is deliciously layered. Every answer uncovers two more questions, and before you know it, you've devoured another 50 pages because you simply have to know what's coming next. Marcus Gideon, is also proving to be a phenomenal protagonist. Even without memories, he refuses to back down. He's really bold, whether he's standing against some possible odds or facing the intimidating Guildmaster Herod. Marcus consistently chooses courage over fear, making him someone you can't help but really root for. And needless to say, I was invested from page one. I also picked up the second book, which is Dragonfire Steel, as soon as I began reading this book. Before I even finished it, to be honest, and Mark was actually kind enough to send me the third installment, which is Demon Song, as a promotional copy, and I want to thank him for that. And these books are really climbing toward the top of my reading list because if this first novel is any indication of how good this series is going to be, it can only get bigger from here. And that's not all either. Mark also wrote the Forever Avalon series, and yes, I really bought those too. The Forever Avalon actually just came this morning from Amazon. And the remaining books are already on their way because that's kind of this author really has my trust and he has my confidence because of how his storytelling is very, very inspiring. And if you're someone who really misses that classic epic fantasy that hooks you from page one, respects your intelligence, and delivers cinematic storytelling without drowning you in exposition, The Last Magus really, really deserves a place on your shelf. Mark blends old school epic fantasy storytelling with his original ideas to create something that feels both nostalgic and refreshingly unique. Do yourself a favor too. Give Mark a follow on TikTok. Head over to Amazon, check out his books, and keep an eye out for the next installment in Corsair and the Sky Pirates. It's going to release next year. The second book is, and the first book is actually available for purchase on Amazon right now. And if you're enjoying these reviews, don't forget, smash up subscribe button on YouTube, follow the Read and Rant podcast on TikTok, and listen to the podcast on Spotify for even more brutally honest book reviews, hidden gems, and we're going to have a lot of author interviews kicking off on Tuesday. A lot of stuff from my studio is supposed to be here today. Only a couple things came, so tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, everything's gonna get put together. So I just had to do a first part book review because I was chomping at the bit. But in any event, until next time, you keep reading. We'll keep ranting about these amazing books, traditional and indie, and the amazing authors behind them. All right, guys, reading and rant is out.